wondered where K-pop comes from? Well, K-pop, short for Korean popular music, has in the last few years become a worldwide cultural powerhouse, with idols sitting front row at the best fashion shows across Europe and the music being played everywhere from China to Saudi Arabia. But although K-pop's meteoric rise in recent decades has drawn a lot of attention, many don't know that the genre's roots actually extend back over a century. In today's video, we'll be delving into the history of K-pop, tracing its journey from the early influences all the way to the current 5th generation. Ready to dive in and learn more? Let's go! While many think of the 90s as the start of K-pop, Korean pop music actually goes all the way back to the late 19th century. In 1885, American missionary Henry Appenzeller introduced Western folk songs to Korean students, adding Korean lyrics to the melodies and creating what would be known as chunga songs. For example, the Western song Oh My Darling Clementine became known in Korea by the name Shimcheunga. Although it is impossible to know what the very first original Korean pop song was exactly, many believe it to be the 1929 song Nukwa or Fallen Blossoms on Running Water by Lee Jeong-suk. Around the same time, Japanese composer Masao Koga also helped to blend the traditional Korean music with gospel music, which had been on the peninsula since the American evangelists brought gospel music over in the 1870s, setting the stage for the start of modern Korean pop music. During the Japanese colonial period, which lasted from 1910 to 1945, music was a big part of Korean life, as chunga became a part of subtle resistance against the brutal Japanese oppression. The Korean people used music to express their national identity and resilience. At the same time, the genre of trot sprung up. A mixture of Western musical influences, the name trot coming from the word foxtrot, with traditional Korean sounds, trot was the creation of a hybrid genre. In the 1930s, trot really started to pick up steam and became a big part of Korea's popular music scene. Artists like Lee Nan-young shaped the early sound of the genre, with her song Tears of Mokpo becoming an iconic example of what trot was all about. Although trot might seem pretty different from the fast-paced genre-blending sound of modern K-pop, it was not only a crucial stepping stone in the development of Korea's music scene, but is still widely popular today, and is even having a resurgence among young people, with the chart-breaking popularity of modern trot singers like Lim Young-woong, famously the only artist that K-pop fandoms are scared of when it comes to chart domination. Between the rise of trot music in the 1930s and the birth of K-pop in the 1990s, Korea's music scene started changing a lot, and fast. After the Korean War, US troops still stationed in Korea brought jazz, blues, and rock and roll to the Korean peninsula, as more and more Western culture began seeping into the country. As the 1960s rolled in, American and British influences like the Beatles inspired local rock bands to start paving the way for Korean rock, which is still a huge genre in Korea today, with festivals like the Incheon Pentaport Rock Festival and the Busan Rock Festival, drawing huge crowds of rock fans every year. By the late 60s and 70s, folk music became a voice for the youth, despite the government trying to censor politics out of music. A decade later, in the 1980s, ballads took over, with artists like Cho Young-pil, who had originally found fame with trot, expanding his style into the soulful and beautiful ballads of the decade. Cho Young-pil even went on to perform at Carnegie Hall. So how did the Korean music industry go from rock and ballads to K-pop? Well, having already explored so many genres, by the 1990s the Korean music industry saw something unlike anything before: the groundbreaking debut of Seo Taiji and Boys. On April 11th, 1992, the trio, made up of Seo Taiji, Yang Hyun-suk, and Lee Juno, performed their song I Know on a South Korean talent show, and the performance instantly revolutionized Korean music forever. Smoothly blending American hip-hop and rock with Korean lyrics, the Seo Taiji and Boys members became the icons of Korea's youth. Despite receiving low scores from the show's judges, I Know became a gigantic hit, selling over 1.5 million copies. The success of Seo Taiji and Boys not only popularized new musical genres, becoming the standard for both pop as well as hip-hop and rap, the group also challenged social norms and censorship as their socially conscious lyrics addressed important issues that the youth were talking about, often facing pushback and criticism from the industry and the older generation. The success of the early K-pop groups that followed Seo Taiji and Boys in the mid-1990s led to the founding of the big entertainment companies that would go on to shape the K-pop industry. Lee Soo-man launched SM Entertainment in 1995, followed by Yang Hyun-suk, a former member of Seo Taiji and Boys, who founded YG Entertainment in 1996, and Park Jin-young, who started JYP Entertainment in 1997. These companies quickly became household names and played a huge role in K-pop's worldwide success, largely thanks to their innovative ways of training and producing their artists, who began to be known as idols. Basically, in the 1990s, these big companies developed the K-pop trainee system, where wannabe idols undergo rigorous training in singing, dancing, and stage presence, and even learn how to maintain their sparkling clean idol image. This process, which remains a cornerstone of K-pop today, guarantees the high level of performance and professionalism that K-pop is known for, and is a way for companies to create artists that are almost guaranteed to profit. The rise of these entertainment companies meant the start of modern K-pop. No longer small-scale individual productions, the Korean industry was laying the groundwork for a more organized and commercialized system that would mean an explosion in the coming years. While Seo Taiji and Boys had already made waves with their groundbreaking music, it was SM Entertainment, led by Lee Soo-man, that really got the K-pop craze going with the debut of HOT in 1996. The start of the first generation, HOT is often seen or called as the first true K-pop idol group, setting the bar high with their sleek choreography, trendy outfits, and music that really connected with young people. As their debut album, We Hate All Kinds of Violence, sold over 1.5 million copies, the success of HOT proved to all the suits in the industry that idol group, well, they made money, real money. In the middle of the HOT mania, the competition in the idol industry blew up, especially when DSP Media introduced Sex Keys in 1997, declaring them to be the direct rivals to HOT. Not only did this rivalry put a lot of pressure on the idols, but the rivalry also fueled the growth of the idol culture, with fans feverishly supporting their favourite groups and harshly splitting away from the other fans who supported the other group. Basically, it was the first fan war. That same year, SM Entertainment introduced SES, one of the first girl groups to achieve major success. SES quickly became known for their ethereal concepts and timeless hits. You might even recognise their song Dreams Come True, which was reimagined and re-released by SM's 4th gen girl group aespa a few years ago. The late 90s also saw the debut of FinKL in 1998, a group that quickly gained attention for not only their catchy music, but also for setting fashion trends. Again, a rivalry formed between SES and FinKL, especially these last groups are more than just performers. They were cultural icons who influenced everything from hairstyles to how people dressed. As the first generation of K-pop idols laid the groundwork for the idol group system, entertainment companies began refining their strategies, holding auditions to scout young talent, and training them extensively. Recognizing the growing demand, companies focused on creating well-rounded idols, with each member taking on specific roles, like lead vocalist, rapper, or dancer, ensuring that every group was balanced and dynamic. While these first-generation groups were undeniably huge, the idols themselves also faced plenty of challenges, like fierce competition, non-stop schedules, and contract issues, which, if you think K-pop contracts are bad now, they were much worse back then. Many of the first-gen groups like HOT, which disbanded in 2001, and Sex Keys, which split in 2000, didn't last as long as fans might have hoped. But still, their impact was massive. Not only did first-gen groups prove that Korean artists had serious potential, but this era also saw the rise of the fan culture that K-pop is now known for. Fan clubs, which would become fandoms, quickly became a vital part of what made idol groups successful. Fueled by the competition in the industry, the catchy music, and the idols' polished personalities and looks, fans went all out, organising events, buying tons of merch, and showing up at concerts to support their favourites. Seeing the bond between idols and their fans as one of the key factors in K-pop's commercial success, entertainment companies realised pretty early on that this kind of loyalty was a gold mine waiting to be tapped. With all the investors now more aware than ever of the money that lies waiting in the entertainment industry, the early 2000s brought big changes for K-pop as the genre began making waves outside of South Korea, kicking off what would become the Korean wave. Also known as Hallyu. What is the Korean wave? Well, basically it refers to the Korean music, TV shows, mostly TV dramas, movies and other cultural exports that have spread like wildfire across both Asia and the rest of the world, making South Korea billions of dollars. As for K-pop in the 2000s, SM artists like BoA and TVXQ were instrumental in pushing K-pop into the international spotlight. BoA, having debuted at the young age of only 13 years, became the queen of K-pop, with early 2000 hits like Atlantis Princess and Number One. Despite performing all by herself without the help of a group, BoA's natural talent made her a big success in both Korea and Japan, even making history as the first Korean artist to have an album top the Oricon charts. SM boy group TVXQ also amassed a huge fan base, particularly in Asia, and helped cement K-pop's foothold in global markets. What's more, when TVXQ split after 3 members accused SM of trapping them in a slave contract, the resulting court case set the standard for the current 7-year standard K-pop contract that you can see today. In the late 2000s, YouTube completely changed the game for K-pop, as groups like Girls' Generation, Big Bang and Super Junior used the platform to release music videos that reached millions of fans worldwide. For example, while Girls' Generation's hit G became a viral sensation, Big Bang's creative mix of pop and hip-hop music, as well as their use of fashion, earned them a loyal and diverse following that stretched far beyond Asia. For the first time, K-pop was becoming a thing in America, referenced in Hollywood movies and played on old iPods. As we all entered the 2010s, K-pop didn't just maintain its popularity, it grew. In fact, the genre began embracing an even wider range of musical styles, appealing to more and more overseas listeners. I mean, we all remember when Psy's Gangnam Style in 2012 broke YouTube records and was everywhere. Well, thanks to the strategic moving of the companies and the insane hard work of the idols themselves, by the end of the 2000s, K-pop had gone from a niche genre to a significant cultural force around the world. When you think of 2010s K-pop, 2 names probably stand out: BTS and BLACKPINK. In an increasingly crowded industry, these 2 groups soared to heights that no one could have predicted. BTS, originally formed by Big Hit Entertainment, now HYBE, made history as their chart-topping music, filled with deep and beautiful lyrics and often self-written social commentary, hit home with fans all over the world, helping them break down language barriers and build a passionate global fan base known as ARMY. Solidifying its success with sold-out arena tours across the world, BTS is a K-pop group known in every corner of the world. Meanwhile, BLACKPINK, under YG Entertainment, also made waves internationally with huge hits like Did It Do and Kill This Love. In addition to their powerful girl crush performances, the 4 charismatic members of BLACKPINK also worked with artists like Dua Lipa and Selena Gomez, which helped push K-pop into the mainstream in the West. Shattering records and racking up billions of views on YouTube, BLACKPINK even headlined America's most talked about music festival, Coachella, proving just how far K-pop had come on the international stage. Beyond BTS and BLACKPINK, groups like EXO helped connect Korean and Chinese fans with their bilingual albums and huge hit songs, while Twice won hearts worldwide with catchy chart toppers like Cheer Up and TT. Meanwhile, 17 stood out by taking control and writing or producing most of their own music, proving that idols could be creative leaders, while GOT7's mix of R&B and hip-hop earned them fans around the world. Mamamoo also set themselves apart with their powerhouse vocals and focus on individuality, as Red Velvet released hit song after hit song, even performing on stage in North Korea. Then came the 4th generation, as Stray Kids brought powerful and personal self-produced hits, ATEEZ amazed with their epic storytelling and dramatic performances. ITZY empowered everyone with anthems like Wannabe, and aespa pushed K-pop into the future with their bold futuristic concepts and massive, intricately produced tracks. In the last year or two, the newest 5th generation of K-pop started to form, bringing a wave of fresh groups and artists that are experimenting with genre blending. Fun fact, there's even been some debate about which group marks the start of this new era, as many point to NewJeans, whose unique sound and style have made them overnight icons, while others argue that Zero Base One, ZB1, who were promoted by Mnet as the first 5th gen group, deserve the title. Regardless of where the 5th generation of K-pop officially begins, it's already leaving a strong impression on the industry. Groups like Plave are pushing boundaries with virtual reality, while the NewJeans girls are making waves not just with their new sound and aesthetics, but also by standing up for their creative freedom. Their ongoing legal battle with HYBE, a company that has transformed into a K-pop juggernaut on the back of BTS's enormous success, has highlighted deeper issues about artistic control and the often toxic power dynamics within the industry. As these new idols navigate new and uncharted territory, they're not just shaping the K-pop industry, but they're also defining and challenging what it means to be an artist in the age of TikTok, VR and AI, all with an even brighter spotlight than ever before. Taking a look at the history of K-pop really goes to show how much the genre has evolved and changed over time. Starting with simple folk songs in the introduction of gospel in the 19th century and leading to the rise of idol groups in the late 20th century, the story of how K-pop has evolved is full of ups and downs and unexpected turns. The intense training and hard work of idols, the stunning visuals, and the smart use of social media have all helped K-pop do what others thought was impossible: cross cultural barriers and build a passionate global fan base of listeners who don't know a word of Korean. As the K-pop and Korean wave continues to grow and push creative limits, it will be interesting as fans to see where the industry is headed. What do you think is next for K-pop? Which artist do you think is just waiting to be the next big thing? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this.